Selena Gomez was supposed to be living her perfect chapter. The star who had endured heartbreaks, health struggles, and relentless public attention was finally preparing to walk down the aisle. Her engagement to Benny Blanco was painted as the calm after the storm, a love story that felt steady, supportive, and real. But then, almost as quickly as the wedding buzz began, the whispers started. A pause here, a rumor there. And suddenly, fans were left wondering if the fairy tale had been interrupted before it ever reached the altar. The idea of a delayed wedding wouldn't normally be shocking. Celebrities reschedule events all the time. Busy schedules, projects, and the demands of global fame can make planning nearly impossible. But with Selena, things are never that simple. Her personal life has always been linked to bigger narratives, ones fans refuse to let go of. And the shadow that looms largest over this chapter is, of course, Justin Bieber. It only took one comment, one hint of hesitation for the internet to ignite. When Selena mentioned that she needed time, that she had to be sure she was emotionally ready, headlines exploded. Some read it as maturity, others as doubt. But the most devoted followers instantly tied it back to the past. Could this pause mean Selena was revisiting old feelings? Was Justin still lingering in the background of her story, even years after their explosive breakup? The speculation wasn't entirely without reason. Selena and Justin weren't just another Hollywood couple. They were the couple for an entire generation. Fans watched their relationship unfold in real time, on stage, in paparazzi photos, through cryptic social media posts, and in emotional songs that became soundtracks for millions. They broke up, reunited, fell apart again, and through it all, they seemed bound by something too powerful to fade completely. When Justin married Hailey Bieber, many assumed the chapter was closed, but deep down, plenty of fans believed the story wasn't really finished. That's why the timing of Selena's wedding pause sent such shockwaves. It wasn't just about Benny Blanco. It wasn't just about the challenges of planning a high-profile wedding. It was about the haunting question. What if her heart still carried echoes of the past? What if moving on was never as neat as it appeared? For Benny, this was the moment that shifted everything. Up until now, he had been the safe harbor in Selena's chaotic world. A successful producer, respected in the industry, with a reputation for being easygoing and grounded. He wasn't chasing the spotlight. He preferred to stand behind the scenes, letting Selena shine. Together, they projected stability, affection, and genuine joy. That was why fans celebrated when they got engaged. It felt like Selena had finally found someone who loved her quietly without drama. But in Hollywood, quiet never lasts for long. Behind the glossy photos and affectionate posts, sources suggested tension had begun to build. Friends whispered that Benny wasn't as involved in the planning as Selena had hoped. Words like lazy were thrown around, with insiders hinting that she was shouldering most of the responsibility. For a woman who already juggles music, acting, producing, and her brand, the added weight of planning a wedding almost alone felt unfair. Was this a red flag, or just another example of how relationships require compromise? Selena herself seemed determined to keep things graceful. In interviews, she smiled, kept her answers measured, and avoided drama. When asked about the wedding, she simply said they were taking their time, making sure everything was right. It was an answer designed to calm speculation, but it had the opposite effect. Fans and tabloids pounced on every word, spinning theories about hesitation, old feelings, and hidden struggles. And in the middle of all this, Justin Bieber's name was everywhere once again. He hadn't said anything. Hailey hadn't said anything. But the internet didn't need their voices. The narrative had already taken on a life of its own. Headlines suggested Selena's heart might still be torn. Comment sections exploded with fans arguing about loyalty, love, and what it really means to move on. Suddenly, Selena's personal decision about timing became global gossip about her past. The truth, of course, is far more complicated. Selena has always been candid about her emotional journey. Her music, especially tracks like Lose You to Love Me, laid bare the pain of letting go and the healing that followed. That song wasn't just a goodbye to Justin, it was a declaration of self-worth. Yet, the same honesty that makes her music resonate is what fuels speculation. Fans believe her songs are windows into her soul, clues about what she's really feeling. And now, every lyric is being scrutinized for hidden messages about her wedding pause. Benny, meanwhile, has tried to keep things light. He's spoken about wanting a chill wedding, something low stress and fun, a celebration rather than a spectacle. But in doing so, he may have underestimated the intensity of Selena's world. Nothing about her life is chill. Every choice, every appearance, every word becomes amplified. For someone used to working behind the curtain, this sudden glare of public obsession might be harder to navigate than expected. The closer the supposed wedding date loomed, the more questions piled up. Some friends reassured fans that the couple was solid, that the pause was nothing more than timing. Others hinted that deeper reflections were at play. Selena's inner circle, protective as always, urged her to prioritize her happiness, to move at her own pace. They knew better than anyone that rushing into marriage wasn't the answer, and that's what makes this story so gripping. It isn't just about whether the wedding happens on time. It's about what love looks like when the past refuses to stay in the past. It's about the reality of relationships under the microscope, where even the most private decisions become public debates. It's about Selena, a woman who has rebuilt herself countless times, once again standing at a crossroads. The world may see only the surface: a postponed wedding, a few careful answers, a quiet partner. But underneath, the stakes feel higher. Fans sense it. The media thrives on it. And Selena, as always, must find her way through it. Whether the pause is nothing more than scheduling or something more emotional, only time will tell. But one thing is certain: everyone will be watching, waiting for the next move, the next clue, the next chapter in a story that refuses to fade.